Hi there, welcome back to the Messy Cook. I know it's been a while, but thank you for joining me. Today we are making homemade electrolytes. This is actually from the LMNT website, and I will put that link in the description. I like the LMNT drinks, but they are extremely pricey, especially buying them on Amazon. They're harder to find in Canada than they are in the States, and getting them in the States, unfortunately, is quite expensive. So I looked up the recipe and found that the website for LMNT actually posts a recipe if you want to make your own. So I'm going to do this today. This is going to make 30 servings. And I usually drink one of these a day. So basically what I've got here, I've got my scale. I set it to grams and I have it on 0 grams. So what we're going to do is we're going to add together, I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do 30-day servings, so about a month's worth. I'm going to use 75 grams of salt. Now I'm using Himalayan sea salt. It's recommended to use sodium chloride. Sorry, that's my oven beeping there for something. So I'm going to put in 75 grams. So we're going to, hopefully you can see on here. Seems like a lot, but I'm going to make sure I get that right on. But like I said, this is a 30-day, a tiny bit more than I need, so I'm going to grab a spoon and just get a little bit out there. 75. I like to make sure that is, there we go, 75 on the dot. So I got 75 grams of that. I'm going to reset it. I want to add in 11.5 grams of potassium chloride. Now I bought these tablets here on Amazon. You can find it in powder form as well. I couldn't find it myself. So what I did is I took the tablets. I'll show you, look, just a big tablet here, and I've ground a bundle up. So it's all in here. So I just ground that up in my spice grinder, and I want to add 11.5 grams on top of this. This should be close because when I measured it out in the tablets, it was, oh, there's 12. Okay, I'm a tiny bit over. So I'll take a little bit off the top without getting any salt. A little bit more. I just don't want to get any salt in there. I like to press that down. That'll give me a little bit better measure. Well, it's close enough. So 11.5 grams, and I'm going to reset this to 0 again. And I'm going to put 11.7 grams of magnesium. This is magnesium malate. Oops, sorry there. Hopefully you can see that all right. I got this one on Amazon. You can find most of these online. So this is going to be 11.7 grams. So we're going to add that on. There's 5. 8, 10, 10. Just kind of reset this down here to make sure we get a right measurement. 11 and, oh, okay, that says 13. So again, tiny bit much, but that's okay. I'm a little tiny bit over. I don't think it's the end of the world. My scale doesn't do the point anything, so that's what I've got. So that's basically the recipe. So what I want to do is I'm going to actually dump out the rest of this potassium chloride. And the videos I watched of people making this online actually recommend blending all of this up together. So I'm going to add it here. Just do it like so in my spice grinder. And the reason for this is because the salt can tend to be sometimes a little bit coarse. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we add this to our water, that we're not going to have lumps of salt, and it has it be gritty if it doesn't dissolve well. So we'll just literally mix that up for a couple of seconds. There we go. So I'm going to let that sit for a minute, otherwise it's going to poof everywhere, as it does. So that's basically the recipe. So what you want to do, like I said, this makes 30 servings. What I've done is I bought some of these little tiny, little itty bitty little jars, which should hold just enough. So I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be a half a teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon, but I'm going to figure that out. This has a little top on it. It's just going to screw on. So I'm going to get this set up to divvy this up to 30 of these containers, and I'm going to come back at that point when we're all ready, and then I can let you know approximately how much of this goes into each container. Okay, so I've got 30 of these set up because this is one recipe, and this bowl's a fair amount. I don't know exactly how much we're supposed to put in each one because I didn't see that measurement, but I'm going to do half a teaspoon for now in each one, half a level teaspoon in each one, just to see. I'm going to do it over the bowl, and we're going to see how many that does. If we need a little bit more, then I can add a little bit more to that. There we go. Now this is pretty salty, so when you do make this, if you don't want it too salty, you're going to want to do 16 ounces of cold water. By blending it, it will mix in a little bit better. If you don't want it, or if you want it a little saltier, you can do about 12 ounces of water. I wouldn't do it too salty because it doesn't taste great if it's too salty. But the other nice thing you can do with this is once you've mixed it up, you can add in flavorings. Some people use things like Mio or Kool-Aid, things, any sort of water enhancer. You can use that. If you don't want to use that, you want to do natural. I've read about people doing lemon juice. By the fresh squeeze, you could probably use bottled as well. I'm going to probably use that. I'm going to add a few lemon or lime slices in it. Maybe half a tablespoon of lemon juice, because that's, let me hold it there. I prefer the citrus. You can add whatever. You can add fresh fruit to it. Some people said they used freeze-dried fruit. And what they did with the freeze-dried fruit was blended it to a powder like this and added it as well. So that way they're getting flavored like strawberries or mango or whatever freeze-dried fruit you have. I don't have a freeze dryer, so I'm not going to be doing that. But yeah, feel free to, put it however you want, or add a little bit of fruit juice in. Add some watermelon chunks or watermelon juice, or some, crunched up lime leaves, not lime, sorry, mint leaves. Maybe you could put in some cucumber, whatever you like. That's the fun thing about this, is you can kind of do, kind of whatever flavor you really like. So this quarter teaspoon is going to be more than, isn't enough. So I'm going to add an eighth of a teaspoon now to each of them and see how that works out. So I'm going to continue with that, and I'll let you know at the end how much I added in each little container. I'm just going to show you up close here what it looks like. Here you go. It's just right now, it's not even quite half full. So these are perfect little size for that. So we'll come back in just a minute or two. Okay, so each of these took 1/4 of a teaspoon and 1/8 of a teaspoon. So one of these and one of these. I also bought, and I forgot to, I wanted to blend it in with the powder in the spice grinder, but I forgot, is I got some organic stevia leaf powder. So this is the one I bought. It's pure stevia leaf. It is organic. It's not, it's green. So, I mean, for me, that's going to tell me that that is definitely a little bit more organic. So I am going to use 1/16 of a teaspoon, because honestly, I don't know how much it does or doesn't need. So for now, I'm just going to add that in one of them. You can also use liquid stevia. Be aware though with the ones you buy, because this is my messy cupboard there. There's a few different ones that they have. There's Great Value, there's Truvia, and on the Truvia one, it is made, oh God, I can't even read that here. Natural, okay, this one has a few different things in it that has a mix, so I've generally stayed away from that. I have a little bit left, so I just use it periodically. This one is water, stevia, erythritol, sorry, and stevia. So you can use that one as well. Depends on the flavors you want. And sorry, I think this one is actually the one that is strictly, yeah, sorry, this is just stevia leaf extract, potassium sorbate, whatever, and water. But it's not, this is the one that has, this Great Value is the one that has the erythritol in it. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. This one's more pure, but whatever you like. So you can put that in. You can use something like, I don't have a lot of them anymore, but you can add flavoring like that if you want, or if you have Mio or whatever flavor you like. So I have a glass here I filled with ice. This is about a 12 to 16 ounce glass. I filled that up with ice. I'm going to give this a little packet with my 1/16 of a tablespoon of stevia powder, and I'm going to give this a little shake. And this is in powder form, so even if you forget to mix it in when you mix it in the grinder, I think that's fine. I'm going to add that right to my water. It's probably going to make it a little cloudy, but I'm not overly concerned about that. I'm going to add in just a teaspoon. I'm just using real lemon juice. Give it a little bit of shake first. I've got to do some grocery shopping because I just got back from a trip to Mexico, where I actually brought some elements there to drink, which is a really good idea if you're away on a trip and you're worried about getting dehydrated and you're somewhere warm. Doing electrolyte powders while you're away is actually a really nice thing to do. So I'm just going to add in just a teaspoon of lemon juice. We're going to give this a stir. It will take a couple minutes to dissolve. And it doesn't have to be warm water, just do salt water. It's a little clumpy on the top. Usually you set this to sit for 10 or 15 minutes. Even 5 minutes will do it just while everything dissolves. I generally have it at work in a a big bubba thing that I can shake up that's seals up the water. So whatever thing you use. I'm just going to pop that in. I'm going to have a little sip just to taste this right now. I know the stevia in that isn't completely dissolved, but I'm not concerned about that. So tastes like the elements. It's actually really good. I would add a little bit more stevia, I think, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of stevia. I like it a little bit sweeter, so I'm going to add that in. You can, like I said, you can add lemon juice, put in some fresh berries, some mint, some cucumber, whatever you like to flavor it with. So, yeah, so this is my homemade element. Yeah, that's pretty good. Does it make the water look pretty? Not really. It's kind of off shaded, but I don't really care about that. It's not perfectly clear, but I'm good with that. So anyhow, thank you for joining me. I will do a last little picture of this, and I'll put the ingredients that I put in the description, so you can do this recipe yourself if you like. And thanks again for joining me. We'll see you again soon. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button, click the little bell so you get a reminder whenever I put a new video up. And don't forget to follow if you haven't already. Thanks so much and have a great day. Okay, so I have my drink here, and I've added a tiny bit more stevia in there, and actually tastes really, really good. It's just got a perfect amount of sweetness. I just have a little jar here, which I'm keeping all my little containers in. That holds not quite, I think it holds about 24, 25. I'm going to take a few to work just to keep in my jar here. And I've just added lemon juice. So thank you again for joining, and we will see you again soon. Take care.